Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual design update meeting for the Boone and Hackberry Detention Basins project. I'm Kenya Williams with Houston Public Works, and I'm excited to have you all here today with us tonight. So let's dive into the latest updates on this important project. Thanks for joining. Just a quick housekeeping note. We ask that you hold all questions until the end of the presentation where we'll have a dedicated Q&A session. Many of your questions may be answered as we go through the updates, so stay tuned. With that, let's dive in. We have a very special guest with us tonight, your incredible council member for District F, Tiffany Thomas. Councilmember Thomas, we truly appreciate your leadership and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kenya. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this incredibly important project. I want to thank the Houston Public Works team, Engage Houston, for your incredible diligence in getting this to close to the finish line, the start line of the finish line. And I want to thank each and every one of the residents in District F for taking the time to join us this evening. Since I was elected in 2020, this has been one of the projects I've been talking about, and I am so elated that we are now offering a public engagement meeting so you can learn more about how we're investing on the west side, the best side of Houston. And I say that because the best side deserves to have a drainage infrastructure and projects that are going to take care of our neighborhoods, and then we're going to reap the benefits of the enhancements of the park. I won't spoil all the spoiler alerts in the presentation you'll hear today because it's a phenomenal project. I just want to invite you to listen intently, ask as many questions as possible, and know that we are consistently working together to make sure that we receive every project and dollar we deserve on the west side. So I want to thank you for your patience. This has been a long time in the making, and we're looking forward to our start construction time and the opportunity to celebrate the wonderful improvements of our parks, but also our drainage infrastructure. I just want to shout out some of the neighborhoods that will directly benefit from the construction: Oak Harbor, Brayburn Glen, across the street from Hackberry, Imperial Point, Bel Air West, Wildflower Green, and more. Thank you for joining, and please share with a neighbor. This presentation will be recorded, and we'll have the opportunity to share this in our upcoming newsletter. And just want to remind you to sign up for Engage Houston, and you can receive updates related to this project and more ongoing directly to your inbox. So thank you, Houston Public Works, for all of your effort, for walking with my office hand in hand to make sure that we can deliver for the residents on the west side. Thank you much.
Thank you, Councilmember Thomas. Okay, next we're going to introduce the project team to you. From the City of Houston, we have Chris Wynn, Masador Mala, and Prakash Luitel. And from Gannett Fleming, we have Amy Juk and Monica Jella. Here's what's in store for tonight's presentation. First, we'll dive into the details of the project. Then we'll update you. We'll get you up to speed on the latest design updates and what's coming next. And finally, we'll wrap things up with a Q&A session where you have the chance to get your questions answered. So let's get started. This transformative drainage project is all about protecting homes and improving our community's resilience. We're building 2 detention ponds designed to reduce the risk of structural flooding in residential areas and ease the burden on nearby drainage channels. By strategically placing these ponds in 2 existing city parks, we're enhancing street drainage while safeguarding neighborhoods from potential flood impacts. Backed by a $15.4 million budget, this project is currently in the design phase, with construction set to begin in early 2026. Before construction starts, Houston Public Works will host a How to Prepare for Construction meeting to ensure the community is informed and ready. Leading this effort is our project manager, Chris Wynn. This This initiative is a collaborative effort between Houston Public Works and the Houston Parks and Recreation Department. Once construction is complete, the Parks Department will take the reins in maintaining the improvements. This project is a step forward in making our city stronger and safer, and we're excited to bring you along on the journey. Here with us tonight to share exciting design updates are Amy Zook and Monica Jella from Gannett Fleming. We're thrilled to have you both here with us. Thank you for joining. Amy or Monica?
Got it. Okay, I just figured out how to change slides. Thanks. Good evening. Good evening. Thank y'all for being here and thank y'all for having us. We're very honored to work on this project for the City of Houston and the surrounding communities. The project scope is to create additional detention capacity in both Boone and Hackberry parks for future Houston drainage improvement projects, while also enhancing existing park amenities for the community use. Gannett Fleming, along with 7 other firms, make up the project team for this project. A few of the key design team members are here, including David Lestage with Burdett and John Simmons with Holloway Environmental. Monica Jella with Gannett Fleming is the deputy PM in this project, and she'll be presenting all of the project details to y'all.
Thank you, Amy. Good evening, everybody. My name is Monica Jella. I'm with Gannett Fleming. Our team has been supporting the city with the design of the 2 parks. Currently, we are at the 60% level and we plan to bid at the end of the year. The anticipated construction start date is in winter of 2026 and the end date is in winter of 2027. The construction of 2 parks will be carried out simultaneously and the parks will be closed during this period. Next slide, please. Right. The 2 parks are shown in this picture. They are located in Southwest Houston in Brays Bayou watershed. Adjacent to the parks on the north is the D122 channel, which merges into Brays Bayou approximately 1 mile east of Boone Park. Next slide, please. Right. Let's begin with Boone Park. Thank you. Boone Park is approximately 27 acres. Here's the aerial view of the park. The park entrance is on the east side on Boone Road. There is an existing trail along the park perimeter and protected areas on the north and facilities on the east side of the park. Next slide, please. On this slide, we have a few pictures of the existing facilities. In the park, the top left image shows the storm sewer that drains the park flow into the adjacent bayou. The park has a playground, existing picnic pavilion, picnic tables, and an existing asphalt trail. The trail conditions can be seen here with cracked asphalt in the bottom right. The 2 images show the condition of the existing trail. Next slide. We're proposing the following. Can you go back up 1 slide, please?
Sure.
Thank you. We're proposing the following improvements to the park. The existing parking lot will be repaired and the drainage issues will be resolved. You can see the parking lot ponding in the bottom right. And there will be a new 10-foot concrete trail around the park. New site furniture such as picnic tables and benches will be added. In addition, there will be soccer fields, shaded structures, an elevated boardwalk, an exercise station with shade, and relocated sand volleyball courts. The existing playground and park furniture will remain in place. The existing natural area on the north will remain, and we recommend expanding the tree planting along the north portion of the site. Next slide, please. All right, the improvements locations are shown in this rendering. Number 4 shows the trail around the park, and there's a.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to point. My apologies.
It's okay. Yeah. Number 4 shows the trail around the park, and there is a soccer field on the left and an ADA access ramp that connects the soccer field to the trail. That's shown as number 8, and we have a boardwalk at shown as number 5, and kids soccer field on the right side, number 13, and 7 shows the relocated sand volleyball courts that's towards the park entrance. And we have a few more details here, like the existing pavilion at 6 that will be replaced, and exercise station on the south, number 12, and the picnic area, the existing picnic area with new tables and trees, shown as number 15, and 14 is the new picnic area with shade. Next slide, please. Here's another picture of Boone Park's proposed improvements in 3D view. You can see the volleyball courts, the playground, and all of the new improvements in this slide. So that concludes Boone Park improvements, and the next one is Hackberry Park. Next slide, please. Yes, thank you. Hackberry Park is approximately 24 acres. The entrance is on the west side of the park on Dairy Ashford Road. On the north side of the park is the D122 channel, which ultimately merges into Brace Bayou. The aerial image on this slide shows the existing park overview. The park has 5 ponds, a splash pad, picnic tables, and a trail around the park. Slide. Okay. This slide shows pictures of existing facilities in the park. On the top and bottom left, we have the park access images, and the next two show the existing basins in the park that will remain in place. On the top right, we have the parking lot, which shows the ponding and the drainage issues in the parking lot. And on the bottom right, the two images show the existing trail conditions with cracked wood and asphalt. Next slide. We're proposing the following improvements to the Hackberry Park. The existing parking lot will be repaired as needed, and the drainage issues will be resolved. There will be a new 10-foot concrete trail which will run around the park perimeter, and a fishing pier, a boardwalk, and a pedestrian trail bridge will be added. The splash pad will be resurfaced. New site furniture such as picnic tables and benches will be added. And we performed a tree survey and identified trees that will need to be preserved, and also identified invasive species. Our recommendations include tree protection, removal of invasive trees, and additional tree planting around the pond edges. Next slide, please. Right. The improvements locations are shown in this rendering. Number 3 on the right shows the fishing pier, and attached to it is the boardwalk, and the repaired parking lot on the top left, number 6, and a new trail shown as number 7, and there will be a pedestrian trail bridge shown as number 10, and resurface splash pad at 12, additional lighting at 13, new wetlands at multiple locations. You can see the wetland locations at 15 on the south and on the north. Next slide, please. Here's another picture of Hackberry Park's proposed improvements. It shows the fishing pier and the boardwalk, and the picnic areas, and all the proposed trail in 3D view. That covers all of the park improvements, and I would like to hand it over to the city for comments and questions.
Thank you, Monica. We're always here to help. So if you have questions or concerns about this project, we've got you covered. Call 311 anytime for assistance, or prefer email, reach us directly at engage@houstontx.gov. Your feedback matters, so let's stay connected. Before we wrap up, a big thank you. Let's take a moment to show some love to the incredible individuals and teams who made tonight possible. A huge thank you to District F and Councilmember Thomas for your unwavering support. You make a difference every day. Shout out to our dedicated project team and the Houston Parks and Recreation Department for their hard work and commitment to improving our community. And let's not forget our amazing public engagement team for making this meeting seamless and engaging. But most importantly, thank you for your time, attention, and participation means the world to us. Now we have a small ask. Spread the word. Share what you've learned today with your friends and neighbors, and let's keep our community informed and empowered. It's Q&A time. One of the best parts about being here tonight, you get exclusive real-time answers from our incredible project team. This is your moment to ask, clarify, and get the details straight from the experts. So don't be shy, fire away. And to lead us through this interactive session, I'm thrilled to introduce someone who knows how to keep the conversation flowing, Ryan Prillman from our outstanding public engagement team. Take it away, Ryan.
Thank you, Kenya. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Prillman with the Public Engagement Team, and this is the question and answer portion of our community meeting highlighting the Boone and Hackberry Detention Basins project. This is your opportunity to provide us with questions and comments that are related to this project. If you have questions in relation to another project, we may direct you to the appropriate department. Also, let's have a productive and respectful discussion. To participate, select Q&A on the upper right side of the screen. It's the bubble with the question mark in the middle. Second, type in your question in the compose box and select send. You can remain anonymous by selecting Ask Anonymously. Some questions may require further research and may not be answered tonight. As such, we strongly encourage those who submit questions to also include your name and email address so we can follow up with you later. As a reminder, this presentation will be available on the Houston Public Works YouTube page. So, let's begin. All right, this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you might have in reference to this wonderful project. Let's see. Okay, first question. What areas will see the most significant drainage improvement from this project? What areas will see the most significant drainage improvements from this project? Project team?
Thank you, Ryan. Monica, do you have that area identified?
Yes, the most improvements will be observed on D122 channel, which is D122 from the start of the channel to the Braze Bayou. I can get you the street names, but
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. And I know that the project also is designed to reduce structural flooding in and around the parks as well. So thank you for your answer there. All right, let's see if we have any other questions. We have 12 attendees live right now, and if you have any questions, this is your time to ask them. Okay, next question. Will the detention pond hold standing water permanently, or will it drain after the storms? Will the detention pond hold standing water permanently, or will it drain after the storms?
Sure. Thank you, Ryan. I can answer that question. Boone Park. The Boone Park is sloped somewhere about 4:1 and will be drained after a heavy rainfall event. It will be drained and will be dry pond. But the Hackberry, there is already standing water. So after the heavy rainfall, the excess water will be discharged into the channel next to it, and there will be standing water on Hackberry. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next question. We have a couple of questions about dog parks. So I'll just ask both of them at the same time. Were dog parks considered as improvements for Boone and Hackberry? And what were the maintenance costs for the dog park? In addition, another comment was about the dog park was we had hoped for a dog park, but it doesn't look like there's any room for that.
So to answer that question, Ryan, we did look into it earlier. There was some I think comments 311 call through some residents, but since this is a federally funded project, and because of the funding limitations and also the parks, the property belongs to parks. We could not move forward with the dog park on both ponds.
Thank you. Okay. There was another mention as to what is the need for the soccer field. That was the second part to the question. What is the need for the soccer field?
Prakash, you want me to answer that?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so in these parks, part of the overall parks master plan was to look at which amenities were needed in Boone and Hackberry, and so I think during the A-Leaf area master planning of the park, we looked at all of the kind of amenities that are needed. So soccer field was one of those amenities that were needed in the area. So this park kind of fit that bill to put in a sports field. It already had a open space that was being used for soccer, but we're creating an actual field that will make it better. And the images show a large field, and then we'll be able to create two smaller fields for youth sports in there.
Thank you.
So hopefully that answers the question. Thank you.
All right, Barbara has a wildlife question. Are there currently fish in the Hackberry ponds? If not, how will you keep it stocked? I'm not sure if we stock fish, but can y'all answer that?
Monica, I think there are some fish already in Hackberry, but I would like to ask Monica.
Yes, the wildlife in the Hackberry Park will be transferred before construction, and they will be brought back to the pond post construction. We did the environmental survey, and do we have someone from the environmental group here?
Yeah, John, can you confirm if there's fish?
Can you confirm if there's
Yes.
fish in the?
Hello, everyone. John Simmons, environmental scientist here that was supporting the project. There are currently a few fish species in the ponds. We're actually hoping that when you see those wetlands that were going to be created, like hopefully that will actually encourage further use of these ponds by fish species by increasing the transfer of fish egg via migration from whether that's great egret or red-eared sliders, white ibis, whatever that may be. But yes.
Thank you. All right. I have an anonymous question. Was consideration given to connecting to trails inside the PAWS to the regional trail system like the A-Leaf Trail? I'm sorry, inside the park. All right, so was consideration given to connecting trails inside the park like the A-Leaf System Trail?
I believe the question is referring to a connection to a trail. There is another project coming up, which is a trail along the D122 channel, along that flood controls. Yes, that project is has not been started yet. That's in council, will be in council on this Wednesday. Once the consultant is identified, our design consultant and the consultant for that trail will be in coordination to provide connectivity. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next question. After hurricane storms, will the parks be flooded like they have been in the past? Will the detention areas mitigate the flooding?
Well, let me answer that question. What the improvement from this project will be the Boone and Hackberry. We are able to get about 24 acre-feet of volume, more storage volume. And on Hackberry, we'll be getting about 36 acre-feet. So in total, there will be about 60 acre-feet, right? So what does that mean is the water in extreme level, extreme rainfall event, those water surface will be lower down than what was there before. It will be lower down along Boone area, Hackberry area, and also relieve to certain extent to the channel D122. So definitely it will be improvement than what it has been as of now.
And then Prakash, I'd add, again, we're because of the depth of the storm lines, we're mitigating any overflow coming off the channel D122 and spilling into the parks instead of spilling into the neighborhood area and the streets.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Are there any other questions? Well, Doug has a question about the dog park again. We have another dog park question from Doug. Are there any federal regulations preventing installing a dog park?
Can I chime in on the dog park
Yes,
question?
sure.
So the super neighborhood has been talking about adding a dog park to this project. And then so I shared at the last super neighborhood meeting that a dog park will not be considered at the initiation of this project because the timeline, the priority is to make sure that we meet the deadline in for this project. However, in my conversation with the director of public works, after the project is completed, they are more than willing to look at a dog park for this area. But right now that the priority is getting this project off the line, and we were not willing to interrupt the design portion of this project for a dog park because the priority is the detention and the flooding. And I believe that there was a small update to that in a newsletter or something, but I know this was shared at the super neighborhood meeting. And so the recommendation has been for the dog park to be considered at possibly Amity Park or a park with precinct 4 in the interim to identify a park that's in A-Leaf, if that's what the temperature of the group is. But the intention of the project never had a dog park at the start of it. At the start of this design and this concept and with the funding. So no, there are no federal regulations restricting it, but at the point of making sure that we start on this we start for 26 and complete in 27. We're not interested in interrupting that project. However, we are interested in, once it concludes, looking at how we can do that.
Thank you, Council Member. All right, last call for questions. Do we have any more questions? All right.
Well, can I offer just some prompt questions, or just as
course.
reminders? When will residents receive an invitation for the construction preparation? How far out of the project?
So, council member, this project is set for winter of 2026. That is the beginning of the year. Our winter months are January, February, March. So, the process is, it goes, once it's out of design, it will go for bids, we'll advertise, it'll bid, we have a contractor, and then as soon as council awards the project, that is our switch to begin the public engagement again. So whether it be sometime in January between those 3 months, we will set up another meeting with the community and talk about how to prepare for construction.
Okay, good. Just wanted to level set. And then is there another opportunity are there any additional public engagement meetings scheduled for Hackberry and Boone for those who did not participate tonight?
No, there's no meeting other than, when it goes to construction, but in the interim, they can refer to the recording of this meeting or email us directly at engage@houstontx.gov if they have any follow-up questions or additional questions.
Okay. And was Barbara's question answered about the fish? She want to know where y'all gonna get the fish.
Yeah.
Get Barbara her fish, okay?
Right.
There are fish in the pond. There were. I know during the freeze, there were in 2021, there were fish that were, at the top, because after the freeze. And so I do believe, BQ, that the Parks Department, they will make sure that all of that is done very well and the fish will be back. But I don't know, but I think that's more of a parks question.
Is it going to be edible?
Right. I won't be there fishing for those fish, but I think that's a parks question. But we can get that answer for you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Council Member.
For sure.
All right. If there are no other questions, then that concludes our question and answer session for today. On behalf of Houston Public Works, I'd like to give a big thank you to Councilmember Tiffany Thomas in District F. Lastly, a big thank you goes to our project team, the public engagement team, and all of our constituents and stakeholders joining and participating with us tonight. So, until next time, have a wonderful night. Thank you.